Welcome to Module 1 of the Optimizing Your Body Recomp course. I'm Will. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm going to teach you guys about phasing. So phasing, essentially, there's different phases to how you can structure your workouts. And this is a pretty simple module, but essentially there's a few ways you can go about it, but I'm going to teach you about three main ways. There's a macro phase. A macro phase is anywhere between 6 to 12 months, right? That's a bigger phase. That's a more overarching goal. So say your goal is to build muscle and you want to be bigger. That's going to be your macro cycle. That'll be your macro cycle, your macro phase, and yours will be strength or muscle building, whatever your goal is. Now there's also mesocycles. Mesocycles are going from 1 to 2 months. And with those, mesocycles are a little bit easier to understand because in a sense, mesocycles, it's just meso, month, right? So if you just set it up for a month, it makes it a lot easier for you to understand. But mesocycles is just smaller goals towards the long-term goal that's going to get you your results, at least in the short term or the interim. And so after that, there's microcycles. Microcycles are 1 to 2 weeks, right? And you can consider a deload phase, which is just a longer resting period during your cycle. This longer resting period, deload phase, would be considered a microcycle since they're only supposed to be 1 to 2 weeks. I would only recommend 1 to 2 weeks. But those are the different ways you can kind of structure it. And so then you have your cycles, your macro, micro, and meso, or if you want to call the micro a deload week, you have those. Now you have the figuring out, okay, what's the goal? And in another module, I'll talk about how you figure out your goal, where to orient yourself and things like that. But for the most part, really think about what your goal is going to be, what you want for yourself, whether it be growing muscle, building a good base of strength or losing fat. Think about that when you're deciding how to break up your phases and deciding how you want to do that. If it was me, I would normally set it up around, a mesocycle of 4 to 8 weeks, so maybe 1 to 2 months for, say, hypertrophy if I was trying to gain muscle. And then after that, 1 to 2 week deload phase. And then after that 1 to 2 week deload phase, back into a hypertrophy phase, but going up in weight or reps, whether it be intensity or volume from the last phase. And so that's kind of how you're going to structure it. That's how you're going to move up and things like that. So that's the module 1. That is phasing and the different phases that there are. On to module 2.